If you're not making it on Spotify, you're probably overthinking it. You don't need a label, a huge budget, and blowing up is simpler than you think. But isn't Spotify saturated with 60,000 songs uploaded daily? Wrong. It's never been easier to get discovered. Anyone can make it on Spotify, you just need to know these hacks. Who am I? My name's Chris Greenwood, also known as the Artist Manifest. I currently have 530,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, and I just love helping other artists avoid the pitfalls and the mistakes I've made. I've been independent since 2014, but even when I did sign in 2006, I always kept that independent mindset so that I could operate without a label. And I want to cover 3 points how anyone can blow up on Spotify. Number 1 is overthinking it. Trying to get the logo done, your photo shoot, your website, social media, and all those tiny little details, you're trying to get them all perfect and into perfection, and you procrastinate putting out even a song. You know who you are, and you're delaying your dream out of fear, insecurity, and what other people think. But this is your sign to shoot your shot and get in the game. This is your sign to stop sitting on the sidelines of your dreams and start playing the game, man. Put a song out there. Get in the game. Start getting some streams. Start building that fan base. Done is better than perfect. Now, I know not all of you are like that. Some of you are just freaking go-getters, but you're to the point where you're go-getting too much. And what you need to do is make less music. That's right. That means focus on 1 to 2 great songs instead of rushing to finish 3 or 5, and you just whip out everything that you write, everything that you release, and you put barely any effort into it. I want you to take the time to hire a producer and make a great song. You know, we want home runs. We don't just want singles. I've released hundreds of songs, but 80% of my streams come from 20% of my songs, right? I don't want just another song. I want a freaking banger. I'll never forget sitting in a car with an A&R and playing him my demo songs. And I started playing him different songs. He's like, just play me the hits, man. Just play me the hits. And I want to give you that advice right now. Just release the hits. Just make the hits. So what that means is you've got to take the time to find a great producer that's actually going to challenge you to write the song, rewrite the song, challenge your melodies, challenge the music, the whole thing. Like, if you've just hired somebody that doesn't challenge you on any of those things, and they're just a yes man engineer that's just hitting record and letting you do anything you want, like, I'm sorry to break it to you, but your ideas and all your songs aren't that great, and mine aren't either. And I find my best songs are the ones when someone is pushed on me. So they push on me for that greatness, right? And so I want to give you an example right now. Not just hire a producer, but get other artists involved then. Get someone to feature on the song to help you either rewrite it or make the hook better or sing on the hook. You know, we have a song right now that we're trying to get a featured artist for, and we've reached out to like 8 people, and I got rejection from managers. This person's busy right now. This person's sick. This person's releasing an album. And of course, I'm trying to reach out to an artist that has at least 100,000 monthly listeners, or my size, 500,000 or more. And guess what? It's frustrating and it's taking time. And it would sure be easier just to get whoever, no-name artist on it or whatnot, just because that's the easier way to go, right? And that's the path most artists take. But I'm willing to put in the hard work and go through the no's until I get the yes. Because when I get that bigger feature on my song, and I get that maybe more talented artist, just because they're bigger doesn't necessarily mean they're more talented, but maybe more experienced on that song, we're now going to be able to market that thing together. And because I did all the hard work, I went through all the no's, all the rejections, trying to get the best artist for this song. Now the marketing gets easier because they're going to promote it to their fans. I'm going to promote it to my fans. And of course, yeah, I got to give a cut of the song, or I've got to pull out my wallet and I got to pay them. And that doesn't feel good either. But that's why I stand out and stand above the 60,000 plus songs that are uploaded daily, because the song itself is better. And then we're going to jump into the marketing in a second here, but that because all the work is already done. And so I want to encourage you. You know, some of you need to get like I said, you need to just get in the game, but some of you need to freaking slow down and you need to make great songs. and stop rushing this thing and just putting out more and putting out more and putting out more. No, we want greatness, because great songs will stand the test of time and continue to get streams. It's my best songs that keep working for me when I stop working. And as Warren Buffett says, if you want financial freedom, you need to be able to keep making money in your sleep. Well, that's what songs do, right? That's what songs do. And one more story I want to share is that, we talk about releasing singles. Well, where did this whole singles come from? Because that's all people release, just release songs, release singles. Well, it used to be albums. And the single strategy and the whole mentality of that came from choosing the best 2 to 3 singles off of maybe a 10 to 15 song album. You only chose one and you promoted and marketed that one. Most of the time you didn't market all of them. They only had out of the lifespan of the album and promoting the album, you only got 2 to 3, maybe 4, with Which leads to with point 3, which is market your song for at least 90 days. Well, speaking of 90 days, how long do you think back in the day they would promote a song to radio for? 3 to 5 months. 3 to 5 months, man, that's 90 plus days, right? They would stay on that one song. They would shoot the music video for that song. The artist would be making videos about that song. That's the song they do the radio tours. They perform. For us, it's short form content for 90 days. Are you telling me to make short form content for 90 days around one song? Yeah, I am. I'm telling you to keep promoting it. I have a song that's been out for years, and I still make short form content for it right now. Why? Because it's the freaking hit. Because it's the hit. I don't do it for all of them, but for the hit, I do that. And you don't know which is the hit until you started marketing and promoting it and giving it time. And this is the cool thing. You don't have to go and spend tens of thousands of dollars on radio and all this stuff to find out if the song is a hit or not. You can just pick up your freaking iPhone and shoot a whole bunch of content and promote it and find out. And like I've said on other videos, we take that short form content and we promote it, right? And we find out which ones are the winners, and those are the ones that we run ads to. But you've got to be willing to promote for 90 days. Most artists can't promote a song for 9 hours or 9 days, let alone 90. But again, you are different and you want success. Now, does that mean you have to promote it every single day? Not necessarily. It could be every other day. Does that mean that you can't release a song within those 90 days? No, it doesn't mean that. You could release a song every 30 days still, or whatever your schedule is. But my point is you got to stay on a song long enough and hard enough until it launches. I want to show you something right now. I'm in my Spotify artist dashboard here, and I'm going to click on music, and there's a song we've been promoting called Teardrops. And I'm going to scroll down here, and as you can see actually that it came out May 27th, 2022. So that's over 2 years old, right? And right now, as you can see here, this is showing the last 30 days. I'm going to change this to 12 months. And so as you can see, I was only getting like 200 views a day, okay, or streams. And as you can see, when we turned on ads was probably, let's just say August 28th is when things started to crank up, when we started to get ads, right? You can even say September 1st if you really want, when it started to get 400 and 500 streams a day. And that's when we started running ads. And as you can see here, we got this all the way up to 1,800 streams a day. But I want to show you something that happened that's really interesting. We kept on promoting it all the way into October. I'm still promoting this song right now as of October 10th. And so it's been over a month. And I don't know if you can see this, but see this little spike here that went boom, 2,152. And what's interesting is I was cranking up the budget here. And then about after a month, I turned the budget down a bit. But isn't it interesting that it only dropped to maybe 1,400 streams and it's still going? And then we got this pop. And like I said, I cranked the budget down. I cranked it up at the beginning, but then I lowered it after we really started, like after a month and a bit. I just lowered it a little bit, right? And now we got an even bigger pop. But even though I decreased the ad budget, what has happened? Well, I friggin' triggered the algorithm. If I click on playlists and I go the last 24 hours, we got 429 streams from Discover Weekly. That means Spotify is starting to share this out. Let's just do the last 7 days was 1,322, right? Well, let's go the last 28 days. Well, we only got 1,700. So look, 1,728 days, but in 7 days, 1,300. sorry, here, 1,300. So that means that we got 1,300 streams in the last 7 days, where normally in 28 we wouldn't even get that much. Look, it's only 1,700, right? And so that means I've triggered the algorithm for this song, and now Spotify is going to start doing the heavy lifting. Because I was looking here, right? Like, oh, Monday, boom, like that popped a lot harder than, like, let's see, the last Monday. If we go the last Monday, we're only at 1,400. So we got an extra like 700-800 streams. Now I'm going to keep the ads going because, like I said, I'm going to keep promoting this thing because I want this thing to the point where it's like some of my other songs, like the song Impossible, where it's getting 14,000 streams a day, 15,000. Why can't it beat that? Like, why can't I have a song getting 100,000 streams a day? Like, what's the freaking math on 100,000 streams a day? Like 1,000 streams a day, like, sure, that's pretty cool. That's $3 a day. If you have a whole bunch of songs doing that, if you have 10,000 streams a day, 0.003, that's 30. But like, if we get, that's 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 times 0.003, that's $300 a day from one song, right? Times 30, that's $9,000 a month off of one song, right? And so when you have a whole bunch of songs, like this other song here, No Plan B, this one's cranking at around 7,000 streams a day. So I want as many songs as I possibly can cranking out the streams, and hopefully even more people listening to my music. Like, this thing changes constantly, 240, and it'll go up, 241, it'll go up and it'll go down, right? But I want hundreds, I want thousands of people listening to my songs. Well, how am I doing that? By running ads. So this whole video is supposed to be about, being easy, and it's the easy mode, and it's easy to blow on Spotify. Yeah, well, what's easy to do is also easy not to do. It's easy to actually stop and not release as many songs and focus on 2 to 3. But that takes discipline, which is hard, right? And you saying, look, okay, really less is more, which is counterintuitive, right? Anybody can create and post content on their phone. Okay, any of you can do that. But what's easy to do is easy not to do. And what's common sense is not common practice, right? Like, yeah, everyone knows you're supposed to post and post a couple times a week, but do you do it? And do you stay on the song long enough for 90 days? Can you commit and say, look, I really want this? Like, if you want to have what most artists can't have tomorrow, you got to be willing what most artists won't do today, all right? Which is to just get in the game. Number one, take your shot, be vulnerable to put your music out there. Number two, actually put out great music and not just mediocre music, and work with other producers, get in rooms with other artists and producers and get uncomfortable again. And then number three, stay focused long enough promoting and marketing. Anyone can post organic content. Anyone can run Facebook and Instagram ads. Right? And I didn't use like huge budgets. Like, we're talking like 10 to $20 a day. That's like, okay, $10 a day. That's $300 a month. That's $600 a month if it's 20 a day, right? You can't commit to that for 2 to 3 months, and yet you have a $1,800 iPhone device. You go and eat out all the time at Starbucks and all these different places. Like, sometimes you got to sacrifice in the in the short term so you can have success in the long term.